Hey guys, welcome back to 365 Days of SEO. This is Christian Bullock. Today we're going to be talking about a link building technique, and this is something that I really think is going to be sort of a great tool to use for link building in 2015, and that is podcasts. So why podcasts? Well, you may or may not have heard of the podcast Serial, done by NPR, sort of the later tail end of last year. But the important thing here is, even if you haven't heard about it, you should check it out. It's really good. But this is a podcast that a lot of people listen to. Okay, kind of was kind of the buzz of the whole podcast industry, and that's important because not only people that already listen to podcasts probably listen to it, but a lot of new people that had never even heard of a podcast, have no idea what it was before. Their friends told them, and they checked it out. So it was kind of like the first podcast that they listened to. So it's something where they're really interested in this sort of podcast thing, right? Okay, what's this podcast? Listen to it. I like this format. I like having this sort of audio on demand. Show me more. Tell me more. So in 2015, this year, I think it's really going to be a great thing for a lot of people, brands, etc., to create their own podcast. First of all, it's really easy. In fact, my brother and I created a podcast last month, or not last month, but last year. So you just got to set up a website. You got to do a couple things in the back end in terms of submitting it to iTunes and Stitcher. I think it's a different name anyway. But it's something that's easily doable. Second of all, podcast is great because if you brand it, it could be an online reputation management tool in that if it picks up some links and there's some exposure to it, someone do a brand search for your business or product or whatever else, that podcast will show up on the first page, pushing out any other sort of mention that you may not actually want on there. But third of all, it's a great way to have content that's produced on a fairly regular basis. It's fun. Podcast, actually, with my brother, it was a lot of fun. We only did 4. We both got really busy in our personal and work lives, but something that is a lot of fun to do. And you can bring a lot of value to listeners. So, say you're a company or a business in an industry that not many people really know about. Have a podcast that talks a little bit more about the industry. Something that sets things up in a way that people can really understand, find it interesting and useful, and get those people subscribing and talking about it, linking to it, etc. So podcasts, I think, in 2015 is such a great way to start very naturally pick up some good links. You can link back to the website, from iTunes. You can link back, if you have a separate website, or maybe it's part of a blog series or whatever else. These are all links you're kind of pointing back to your domain, which will only help when it comes to link building. If you have any podcast questions, again, like I said, I've set up a website from scratch, a podcast from scratch. I know how to do it. I'm here to help. Let me know. Be happy to answer any questions that you have. This is Christian Bullock, 365 Days of SEO. Come visit my blog. Come subscribe on Facebook, Twitter, RSS feed. That'd be great. We're on day 19 now of 365, so we're in it. All right, guys. Thanks so much, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.